So hello everyone, welcome to the studio today. That's where we're having the session from today. I'm Caroline Inkle, artist and coach, and very warm welcome to you all today for this vision board session. So this is an active session today. So time to relax, have lots of fun and hang out in the studio together. So we'll just give people a minute to come into the session. And let people just come in and land. And as you come in, I would love to know whereabouts you are in the world. So yeah, where are you joining from? I would love to see. So yeah, if you want to pop that in the comments, I'd love to know. I'm joining you from Scotland today. As you know, sometimes I'm joining from Spain. But today I'm here in Scotland in my studio, and that's where we're going to be working from. So if you would be so good as to let me know in the comments if the sound is okay, because I'm using new headphones and mic today. Hey Sophie, hi from Norfolk. Fantastic. So Sophie, the sound is okay? I've got my fingers and toes crossed that it's gonna work okay. So do let me know if at any point it drops off or anything like that, and I will get on it. But yes, wishing you a very, very warm welcome into my studio. I hope you're all ready with your equipment, with your art materials, with your bits of scrap paper. Maybe you've got magazines, or maybe you're working digitally. Maybe you're going to be working on the screen today. But however you're planning to make your vision board, you are very welcome. And it's good to know that it's going to be new for some of you. So that's great. That's really great. So we've got some more people who've come in. So I think we will just properly make a start. So welcome everyone. Really glad that you're here joining me in my studio today. I'm Caroline Inkle. I'm an artist and coach. And I'm here to facilitate this vision board session today. So my job is to help people who are really longing to say yes to their creativity and their creative freedom, and maybe for the first time in a long time, or maybe for the first time ever. And what do I mean by creativity? Not just drawing, painting, dancing, making music, but really by creativity, I mean in the broader sense. So that's about how we use our innate gifts as human beings who have this capacity to create, how we use that in our everyday lives, really, to create the sort of lives that we want to live, that we're excited about. So that's what I'm all about, helping you to tap into that and just remember that we're all creative. If you're human, you're creative. And that brings with it lots of opportunities. So today we're going to tap into some of that. So today's an invitation to just pause and just reconnect with what wants to emerge in the next chapter for you. So whether that's your creative work or your well-being, your relationships, or just simply how you want to feel in the next coming days. It's a chance to relax and have some fun together and play with some art materials or a sketchbook or a bit of scrap paper and just open up to what your intuition is guiding you towards. So we'll do this by making a vision board, and we can use a mix of words, images, colours, shapes. It can really be whatever you want it to be. And the plan is for it to help us to orientate towards a sense of how we would love it to be. So I've done quite a few sessions on goal setting in recent weeks, and goals are great. It's great to have a goal, but I often like to frame the idea of a goal in terms of this question: how would you love it to be? Because that feels quite open and spacious. So goals can feel quite sort of focused, which is great. But today's session is about being a little bit more open and seeing what emerges and what comes. So how would you love it to be? Whichever area of your life you're going to focus on for this session. So that's what we're working with today. It's not about creating a perfect work of art. It's just about having fun, seeing what emerges for you and being curious to see what shows up. So whatever materials you've got to hand, whatever you're working with, we're going to be diving into using those. But first, I'll just go through what the session will look like today. So the sort of outline of the session. And then for most of the session, we are going to be working away individually. So I invite you to find some nice music to put on. You can mute me so you're not hearing me scratching away. I'll be working away in the background. Yeah, but just make yourself comfortable and ready for the session. And today's session will go like this. So we're going to begin with a short grounded exercise, just something very short to just help us arrive in the session, connect to our bodies, and just arrive here together. And then you're going to choose one area to focus on. So one area of life, and I'll give you some suggestions. But you can choose whatever you want, but something from the list might resonate with you. You might already know what you're going to focus on today, and that's fine too. Then I'll guide you through some reflective prompts to clarify your intentions. So just some questions to consider, to reflect on. And then we'll move into a short visualization. And it will be short, but it's just an opportunity to help you deepen your vision and really just close your eyes for a few moments and just really tune into that question that I mentioned when talking about goals. How would you love it to be? So I'll just give you an opportunity to let your imagination just give you some images to work with when you go onto your vision board. So then we'll just get on with creating the vision board, and I'll be working away in the background. Like I said, we'll each be working in our own space, wherever you are in the world. It's really beautiful that we can connect and work together in this way. And I'll pop in perhaps with some gentle guidance or prompts. And then we'll close with a reflection and just one small step that you can take forward to kind of honour the vision that you've come up with. So there we go. It'll be simple, spacious, practical, and yeah, I hope everybody enjoys it. So let's take a moment to just ground ourselves before we begin. So just take a moment to arrive wherever it is in the world that you're joining from, and find yourself in a comfortable space with both feet on the floor, whether you're standing or sitting down. Just feel yourself connected to the ground, connected to the floor, and just let your spine lengthen gently. Just allow your hands to rest wherever they fall. And if it's safe to do so, you could close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then we'll just take in a couple of deeper breaths together. So take a slow breath in through your nose, nice and deep. And then see if you can take a longer breath out through the mouth. And we'll do that again together. Breathing in a nice deep breath right into your belly. And then letting it out, maybe with a sigh. See if you can make it a bit longer than your in-breath. Your shoulders drop. And let your jaw soften. And just let your mind settle. Just arrive here, feeling grounded, supported, and held. Feeling your feet heavy and connected to the earth. At the same time as your feet are connecting with the earth, see if you can bring an awareness to the spaciousness above you. See if you can open up to that sense of spaciousness and possibility and create some room for expansion. So arriving here today feeling grounded, but also open. And just take one more deep breath in together. Let it go. And then when you're ready, just gently come back. Open your eyes if they were closed, slowly, and let the light of the room back in. I'll come back. So we're going to take a moment now to connect with your intentions for the session. So we're going to choose one general area of life or topic for you to focus on for your vision board. So this is not about solving your whole life today or getting overwhelmed. It's just choosing one area that feels most present for you today or at the moment. So I'm going to read out some areas from the Wheel of Life just to help you choose one and see if any resonate with you. So some examples that you might want to choose could be career or creative work, business or finance, health or well-being, emotional well-being, relationships or partnerships, family, friends and community, personal growth, spirituality or meaning, fun and play, home, environment, lifestyle, freedom. So just notice, did any of those chime with you, or did anything particularly draw your attention or your interest? And maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something else that you want to focus on today. But there's just some suggestions for you. So just take a moment to sort of tune in and see if any of those speak to you. And you can always let us know what it is you're going to focus on in the comments. But if you're feeling a little bit stuck with that, don't worry, that's fine. We're also going to have a little bit of a visualization, and you can see what emerges there. Let something arise from within you and just see what calls to you today. And go with your intuition, just trust that. So if you do have something, maybe make a note, write it down. And then with that area in mind, here are some questions to reflect on. So I'll just repeat again because I'm seeing that some people would like those areas repeated. So I'll repeat them again and then just see if one calls to you. And if it does, make a note of it. So we've got career or creative work, got business or finance, health, physical well-being, emotional well-being, relationships, partnerships, family, friends and community, personal growth, spirituality and meaning, fun and play, environment or home, lifestyle or freedom. And these are very general categories, but just see if anything calls to you today. And just, like I say, trust your instinct and just see what emerges. So with that in mind, with those areas in mind, and you may have come with one today already, an area that you want to focus on, here are some questions for reflection. So the first question is, how do I want to feel in this area of my life? How do I want to feel in this area of my life? And again, maybe just trust the first thing that comes up. Just see what emerges for you. The next question is, what feels ready to grow or shift? Just a moment to see what occurs to you when you hear that question. What feels ready to grow or shift? What am I being drawn towards, even if it might feel a little bit scary? What am I being drawn towards, even if it might feel a little bit scary? And the last question to reflect on just now is, if perfectionism and self-doubt were not there, what might I allow? If perfectionism and self-doubt were not present, what might I allow in that area? So this is just about seeing what's arising intuitively within you as you hear these questions and as you listen to these areas, different aspects of life. So it's really just seeing what arises for you. And to support that process, we'll see if we can ask our intuition to give us some imagery. So to do that, we're going to have a little bit of a guided visualization, and it will be quite short, but hopefully it will be helpful in either clarifying a direction that you want to choose if you've not settled on something yet, or if you have settled on something, to help you to generate some rich imagery around that, maybe colours, shapes, or just feelings around that can help you then when you create your vision board. So again, find a comfortable position, and if it feels okay to do so, just close your eyes gently. And take a nice deep breath again. Just grounding yourself and settling your mind. Relaxing into trust that your intuition and that your body can also show you things. If your mind's feeling busy, it's okay to just take a moment to pause and just settle that and see if something else emerges. So as you sit here or stand here quietly, bring into your awareness the chosen area of life. And if you haven't chosen an area, just allow some spaciousness. Bring curiosity and see what is emerging. What's going to emerge into that space of unknowing? And as you sit or stand here quietly in your mind's eye, imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine we've moved on a whole year and something has shifted for you. Something meaningful has shifted. You feel more aligned, you feel more at ease, you feel more like yourself. You feel comfortable, you feel happy, you feel spacious. Now just take a moment to notice, where are you? What are you surrounded by? Are you indoors or outdoors? What does the space look like? And what do you notice? As you imagine your future self, what does your typical day look like? And how might you move through it? What's your sense of being? Notice the quality of your energy. Maybe notice what you're wearing, how you move, your posture. Who are you being in this version of your life? And what are you allowing that you might not be allowing now? What feels spacious? What feels free? And just take a moment to just let yourself fully feel it and imagine that. Allow the experience to awaken inside of you as a real possibility. And as you feel into that sense of possibility, spaciousness, just notice to yourself, are there any colours or shapes or images arising in that space? Or maybe there's just a sense or a feeling. And if so, whereabouts in the body is that located? As you stand here in your future self, just let any images, colours, shapes, or sensations arise naturally. Take some time to notice them. Perhaps they shift and change. But simply notice for a moment what seems to be arising for you. And there's no need to judge or change anything. You can just simply notice. So take one more deep breath here. Bring in with you all the images, the colours, the sense of spaciousness, whatever you experience that you want to bring with you, bringing that out of your visualization with you. So when you're ready, just slowly open your eyes and come back into your space. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. So, whether you came with a clear idea or whether you are tuning in now to the direction that you want to visualize in, begin to notice, were there any key words or phrases that you could capture right now, you could make a note of or remember from your visualization? Because they could be a helpful starting point for your vision board. Think about any colours or textures or sensations that came up that you might want to try and represent with either images or words or shapes, or maybe you've got some magazines that you could cut and stick. Were there any symbols that felt really significant? Because that also could be a good starting point for you. So any images, any symbols, any words or visuals that reflect that sense of how you want to be, how you want to live, work and feel in a particular area of life. So we're moving on to the practical elements now where we're just going to have fun and see what comes up. So I hope you're all ready with your materials, and I hope you feel a sense of spaciousness and freedom to explore and to see what arises naturally. This is about tuning in, having an intuitive sense of what wants to come through. So put aside perfectionism, put aside self-doubt. That's not needed right now. This is just a space to creatively explore and see what comes up. So we'll have around 20 minutes to make a start on our vision boards. And however you are working, whether you're going to do some collage, whether you're going to paint, I've got some felt tips I'm going to use. Just find your own starting point, and I invite you to bring that from your visualization so far and from the notes that you've made. But really just let go of any worry about getting it wrong or making a mess. Just be curious to see what emerges as you begin to visualize. You might be surprised by what comes up. You might think that you're going to focus on one direction, but maybe the images show you something different, okay? So feel free to mute me as you work and stick on your own music. Like I say, we'll have about 20 minutes, and then we'll have some time to check in and reflect and and see how we've got on. So like I say, if you want to mute me, that's fine, and put on your own music, because otherwise you'll be hearing possibly my little dog clattering away in the background and maybe me scribbling away. But if you don't mind hearing that, then that's fine. But otherwise, put on your own music and just choose images that feel expansive. Notice if you're editing yourself, and just see if you can gently bring in a spirit of permission. And if you feel stuck at all, just go back to the feelings, images, or colours or shapes from your visualization and just have that as a starting point. Or choose an area where you feel like, well, this area is working, and just build from there. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, everyone, enjoy. as you're working away, and maybe we're about halfway through our time, I'm just checking in with you. Hope that you're all enjoying it and that you're in the flow. It just occurred to me to point out why it can be so useful to begin to visualize and to put into words and images what we really want, thinking back to the beginning with that goal. What is it that you really want in whatever area of your life you're working towards? And I guess one of the reasons why it's so useful to start putting this into words, images, even if that's just in your imagination, is that we're training our brains to begin to notice opportunities and to begin to sense direction. So we're naturally made for this. We're naturally made to sense which is the right direction for us to go. And being clear about how we want things to be helps us to notice that. So I hope that's helpful as you carry on working away. Excuse my phone ringing in the background. Okay, so let's crack on. Hope you're having fun. So I'm just checking in again. I'm catching up a little bit with messages there. That's lovely that you're connecting in the comments and helping each other out and sharing what it is that you're working on. As I'm working away, I'm wondering if a particular structure might have emerged for you. Is there an element that you notice you've made central? It might not be a conscious element at the moment. It might be just a colour or a shape. But maybe there's something that's emerged that is the focal point, and it might be worth just reflecting on what that might be. Sometimes it's images that emerge, but sometimes it's words as well. So I've got a mixture. I've noticed that on my vision board, my image seems to be structured around a tree, but a tree with a lot of spaciousness before the roots. So there's some kind of hierarchy, some kind of structure starting to emerge. So I'm curious, is there a structure to your vision board? Do you see a mountain? Do you see a path leading somewhere? And maybe objects on that path? You're not going to finish your vision board in this hour-long session, but hopefully this has just got you started, got you into the flow, and then you can carry on in your own time. And yes, I can try and do a little close-up of mine. It's not that it'll be finished, but you'll kind of see where it's going. Okay, so let's have a few more minutes. Hello everyone. Okay, so in the spirit of making this a nice, succinct hour-long session, I'll guide you now in a little bit of reflection, but don't feel like you have to stop, okay? Don't feel like you have to stop. But as we come to the end of this session, here's a few just little questions about the work that you've done so far. So, looking at your vision board, looking at what's in front of you so far, what stands out the most to you? What stands out the most? And you can just reflect to yourself, or you can let me know in the comments. And what feels alive or energizing? Which are the bits in your image or your collection of words or shapes or colours that feels really alive for you, really energizing? And is there anything that surprised you so far? As you have a look at what you've done or what's emerging now as you're in the flow, is there anything that's surprising you? Something unexpected? Something that you've allowed to come through because you've just been curious and you've been open to seeing what arises? As you look at it and you learn and reflect on what it's showing you, just consider to yourself, what's the one small step that I could take towards this vision? What's one small step I could take towards this vision? And see if there's a meaningful action that speaks to you from your drawing and from your exploration today that could be useful in just starting that journey towards where you want to go and orientating yourself in that direction. So it's so good to see that we have got lots of creative people flowing beautifully. So please don't feel that you have to stop just because our hour is wrapping up. So as you continue to work, just let those images emerge, let those words, colours, shapes emerge for you and show you the direction that you want to go. And when you finish, take some time to reflect on it and see what's standing out for you, what seems most important, what seems vibrant and energizing, and what's the one action that you can take to move towards that vision. So you can stick it up somewhere that you will see it regularly, and just let it be a reminder of your innate creativity, and let it be a reminder of going back to what I said right at the beginning, that creativity is not just about drawing, painting or dancing or making music. It's about the fact that you are innately creative because you're human. So it's about connecting to your humanity and that innate gift that you've got to create the life that you want to live and to move towards the things that are important to you. So that's within your power, and creativity is a great way of being reminded of that. And yes, I will talk about my vision board that I'm making. Now then, I'll bring the camera a little closer. It's not finished by any means, but there we go. So that, can you see that a little bit better? So what have we got? Mine took the form of a tree. And I decided to focus on the time that I've got coming up in Spain. So as some of you know, I am sometimes in Scotland and I am sometimes in Spain working on a beautiful life project that me and my husband have, which is creating a beautiful garden. And this is something that came to me in a vision through a coaching exercise that I was doing. And keep in touch with me if you want to keep along with how the story is going and how this dream and life goal is unfolding, because it's absolutely a work in progress. We've had the space, we've had the land for about a year and a half, and we're just getting to the point now where we're able to kind of share a bit about that story and just start to integrate it into life and work. And we would love it to be a space that we can share in many different ways because it's a very, very special place. So as I continue with my work as a creativity coach, I am looking at how I can best spend my next block of time when we're over in Spain, because that is coming up. So while I'm in Scotland, I've been doing quite a lot of work digitally. I've been running a lot of sessions online, a lot of workshops, co-working sessions, and leading guided visualizations, which I've been absolutely loving. So I want to spend a bit of time today thinking about how I could get the most from my time in Spain and at the same time keep that connection, keep connecting with people from all around the world, which is what I love to do. Keep supporting and encouraging people in their creativity, in their creative endeavors, which is what I love to do. I'm all about supporting people to discover their creative freedom and have that impact their lives in a beautiful way. So it's important for me to keep that work going. But at the same time, I am definitely an introvert. And I need time to be quiet and time to dream and be spacious. So I thought, well, I'll focus my vision board on sort of what I need and how I want things to be. So it ended up taking the form of a big tree. And in my mind, I know it's not really, but in my mind, it's an avocado tree because on a bit of land, we have the most enormous, beautiful, enormous avocado tree, which is just absolutely enormous. It's beautiful. So that was what was, I think, in my mind. And on the trunk, it says time to grow, because the space there, the land there, has definitely given us that. It's a very special place. It's challenged us in unexpected ways. It's given us beautiful gifts that we could not have imagined. The land is definitely shaping us. We are being grown by the land as we learn how to grow things on the land. So that's why the center of it is this big tree. And remembering that the trunk of that is time to grow. So making sure that I feel I've got the time there to really get the benefits out of being in the place. And the center to that, so there's sort of like a ball, can you see? It's sort of like a kind of glowing, spacious center there. And it says in the middle, heart-centered spaciousness. And I think really that's the core of what I need and want when I'm there. And that's where I want to share from. So that's what I want to be able to share with others. Yes, Sophie, like the tree of life. Yeah. So there's the heart-centered spaciousness, and there's lots of arrows coming from it, because I feel like that's, like I said, that's where I want to share from. The roots of the tree go round it, because that's where I want my work, my practice as a creativity coach and professional encourager to be coming from. And then all these little, you see those little characters around the tree, they are people like you and me from all around the world, and who can take part in amazing things like this, where we can just hop online and connect with one another. So I feel really committed to sharing in that way that connects us with ourselves, connects us with each other, and our shared humanity, it's important for all of us, I think, to remember how much we're connected and how special that is, what a gift is. We're all human. There's often a lot of attention put on what divides us, but there's much, much more that connects us all. So that's my joy, to continue to focus on that and to encourage that. So yeah, so that's what that bit is. And then I've got some leaves, so I'll be filling in these leaves and some strangely shaped flowers. I'll be filling those in with different elements that I want to be present during my time in the garden. But the two main things, the two biggest leaves at either side, which sort of form the core of what it is that I want to make sure is present in my attention, in terms of what I hold attention on while I'm there and not forget about. And one is time with the earth, productive work. There's a lot of work to do all the time. There's a lot of walls to build and repair, and lots to tend to. And I enjoy doing that work, and I want to make sure that I remember that, that's a lot of the reason why I'm there. So good old-fashioned productive work, hands in the earth. And then the other side of that is time to dream, rest and digest. So just remembering that it's not all about work, and it's not all about putting things out into the world. It's also about going inward, reflecting inward, having time and having space to dream, really, to be quiet, to be still, and to be nourished by rest and reflection. So that's what I've been working on, and it's been so lovely to be able to do that in your fine company. If anybody would like to let us know how their vision board is going, or has gone, or what it relates to, I'd love to hear, either in a message or in the comments. So please do feel free to drop a comment in. Lovely to keep in touch and build a little community of people who are up for exploring their creativity, up for giving themselves permission to just try things and see what happens, to be curious and to just allow yourself to play, be a creative adventurer. Because like I say, it's more than just creating works of art, drawings and doodles, or dancing or music. It's really about an approach to life. We are part of that beautiful natural world, and we know how to grow. We've got that wisdom in us. The same wisdom that grows trees and flowers is the same wisdom that we have inside us, and we can trust that. Okay, thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Lovely to see you. Take care. Bye.